Part two, folks. So yeah, now that I gotten that off my chest though, because I was gonna mention this about how I was looking through Train World and I found this under the Thomas and Friends page of the O scale and everything. Cause yeah, you guys know when you go into Train World, right? Like you guys know when you go into Train World, it comes up as you can click on train sets, scales, trains, whatever else, equipment, or on things or displays you're trying to look for your layout and stuff or whatever, or the stuff to basically clean your track off with and everything. Yeah, so basically yeah, so I click on scales. Then when you click on scales, you guys know how it has those options of G scale, O scale, HON, you name it. That so I go to click on yeah, so I click under scales. So yeah, I click on scales. Then I go click on O scale. Then I move the mouse over another page, then another page over. Then I click on Thomas and Friends. So there you have it. I'm on the O scale page of Thomas and Friends under Train World. Yeah, so I'm on the O scale page. Yeah, I'm on the O scale page. I'm on the O scale page of Thomas and Friends under Train World. So I'm scrolling down. I come across the All Engines Go, but then when I look to my right next to it, I see that there's a I actually see that there's a because I actually did say too, because I also made some predictions too, yes, since I did mention how I was gonna collect all the items and everything in HO scale and O scale for Thomas and Friends, only the ones that do count, but do not count. Only the ones that do count. I'm not including the ones that do not count, as I already explained it how the ones that do not count work. So basically, yeah, so when I collect the rest of the Thomas items in HO scale and O scale, soon to be N scale and HO narrow gauge of Scarlovi, and then that whole entire collection, basically, yeah, I'm always sticking with the ones, that are the ones that do count though. But ones like Gordon's Express set and the Thomas and Friends Deluxe Special set, those two HO scale items, sets, since they're both sets, but those two are differently though. Those two are different though, as I basically would have put them on my don't count list though, but those two are differently though, how I explained in one of my other videos that I've been trying to find myself an extra Gordon's older composite coach express version of his to match it with my one composite and one composite brake coach of Gordon's coaches and everything that are both 2006 versions. That was the only reason I was getting the Gordon's Express set, so I can get an extra Gordon's composite coach, whether it's 2005, 6, or 7 or 8 version, whatever whatever version that whatever version in that car and everything, no matter what type of version of the coach car it is though, and everything, whether it's a 2005 or 6 version, you name it, or even 7 or 8 though. Yeah, only try, that's what I so yeah, try to find a coach car like that, so then I can match it with so I can match it with my older versions of the Gordon's coaches and everything that I have. So yeah, that too, and then also to the Gordon's composite brake coach, the older version of that one too, that'll come with the Gordon's Express set that I was gonna repaint into Spencer's special brake coach, and rather Bachman does make Spencer's special brake coach, or they don't, or I end up getting the Horn B Spencer special brake coach. or I do not like one of those four ways, I'm not gonna let it stop me from like not only getting the Gordon's Express set, but it won't stop me from like repainting the Gordon's composite brake coach that'll come with the set into Spencer's special brake coach. Yeah, that will not put a stop to me at all, because I'm still gonna probably do it. Yeah, I'm still gonna do it either way. Repaint the repaint the composite brake coach that'll come with the Gordon set into Spencer's special brake coach. So, but then the Thomas and Friends Deluxe Special, even though I already have the Thomas with Annie and Clarabelle set, and I already have one Annie and one Clarabelle, and a lot of Thomas HO engines that I own that I just gotta like that. Basically, that's one thing though, because since I do not, I mean, I have Sir Topham Hatt, Birdie the Bus, and Harold the Helicopter though, but just not the Bachman figures though. I just don't have the Bachman figures of those three characters that are like not trains at all. So yeah, so the action figures of Sir Topham Hatt, yeah, I think they're called accessories, I think, or figures, whatever. Yeah, I just call them the figures. Yeah, I just call them figures, guys. So yeah, like, yeah, so basically, all right, action figures, like whatever, though. You know, I'll call them action figures. So yeah, the action figures, yeah, the Bachman action figures, Bachman action figures of Sir Topham Hatt, Birdie the Bus, and Harold the Helicopter. Like, I could get them separately if I want to, but I don't want to get them separate though, because I rather get them in the Thomas and Friends Deluxe Special set. Because I don't want to get the three separate, even though I don't have them yet, and B, I actually would like to have more easy Bachman track and everything, since it'll come with more track that set. And C, obviously I'm gonna have another Thomas HO engine, and it'll also come with Annie and Clarabelle as well. So that'll mean I'll have two Annies and two Clarabelles. But yeah, if that ever happens, which it'll definitely happen though, guys, because I'm still gonna get that set too. Like, because I did say before, I would not mind having like two Annies and two Clarabelles, but with the Annie and Clarabelle that'll come in the deluxe special set, I might, that one that I'm gonna get that has the Sir Topham Hatt, Harold, and Birdie the Bus of the Bachman figures, and that set with more track and another Thomas HO engine. Like, I would not only not mind having another Annie and another Clarabelle, but actually maybe repainting those, or actually custom making those coaches too and everything. Because years ago, folks, like when I still did not understand how to properly handle model trains, that I actually wrote on, like, with a marker on like one of like my Thomas train cars and everything, like the rolling stock, like the coach, like the red coaches, the Annie and Clarabelle that I have, and the Emily's coaches that I have as well, and that one Henrietta that I showed you guys too in one of my other videos, that I used to basically draw on those with a marker. But yeah, let me see, I think there's still like a little bit of it, tiny bit, I think, that's like still like stuck to the cars and everything though, but most of the rest of it I was able to like get it off and everything though. I was able to like basically like get it off though and everything. So yeah, so that's what I mean, folks, and everything though. So, and I did say too, so basically now I'll get to what I was really gonna say. So what I was really gonna say, folks, was that, yeah, so basically I did say before too that basically, like, when it comes to like line, because when I do say that I want to find every Thomas item, like I want to find every Thomas item in HO scale Bachman only HO scale Bachman, like not Hornby yet. That's still undecided though. I'm still undecided if I want to do the Hornby collection. Of the only Hornby characters I'll be doing are the ones that were only made in Hornby and not Bachman, such as characters like Stephanie and Darden Murdoch and Flying Ben Scotsman, an old slow coach, and Spencer special break coach. Like characters like that, and there's a little bit more characters too, but I mean, there's some more characters out there too, folks, in Hornby that were only made in Hornby, but not Bachman. I saw too, but I did not put them on my Hornby list as to like it being like a character that was only made in Hornby and not Bachman. So I didn't put it on my Hornby list at all though because it's still pretty much like a 50-50 that I may or may not collect them the Hornby collection of. But if I end up doing, then I'll put it down on my Hornby list and everything though, if I remember to. That's only if I decide to collect the Hornby collection. Because if I collect the Hornby collection, folks, I am only collecting the characters that were only made in Hornby and not Bachman. Because in one of my prediction videos, I made a suggestion that Bachman should make all those characters that Hornby also made, but just Bachman has like never made them, since both Bachman and Hornby have made the same characters of Henry, Edward, Gordon, Spencer, James, Thomas, Percy, Toby, Emily, you name them. That like since they made those characters that I mentioned right there at the same time, that and I think there were some other HO companies, some other HO or OO scale companies that made some like different characters too, of like Thomas, like Stephen the Rocket and like Glenn, but I don't know how like true that is or whatever though, but and I just really don't know if there's other like HO, N scale, and O scale companies out there, that other HO, N scale, and O scale companies out there that also make like Thomas items too, besides Hornby and Bachman and Lionel, that and Tomix and everything, that I just really like don't know and all that. But yeah, I forgot what else I was gonna say. Oh, what else was I gonna say? But yeah, I just made it. Oh yeah, I just made. So yeah, basically I just decided to make a suggested. I just decided to make a suggestion just so if Bachman was to make all those characters that Hornby only made, yeah, only Hornby made, but not Bachman, that would basically, in my opinion, in my situation, would like help me though. Then that way I don't have to like go searching and like collecting only the Hornby items that only like Hornby made, but not Bachman, like Dart stuff in them. Like if Bachman makes those characters, then that would be like a help to me, in my opinion, with my situation. And that way I don't have to like go searching for collecting only the Hornby characters that Hornby only made, but not Bachman. So yeah, so that's why I suggested it though. And yeah, so I got that on my chest, and then yeah, same thing, like other and yeah, when I start collecting N scale and HO narrow gauge, that I'm only sticking with the Bachman of like HO narrow gauge or Scarlonia, them the whole entire collection, and the N scale Thomas and Friends Bachman collection, I'm only sticking with that one. Like I'm not collecting the to mix Thomas and everything of N scale as well. I'm not collecting that. And that Ottawa, however you pronounce it, like that Thomas train or that Thomas set that originates in Japan, I believe. I think that's how you pronounce it. It starts with a O, but I've heard like trains are fun. I've heard like trains are fun, like talking about it before, because he unboxed one of those, because it was also made by Tomex, that set though, but I just forget like how you pronounce it and everything though. It's kind of hard for me to say though, but yeah, basically yeah. So so basically, I'm only sticking with the N scale Bachman when it comes to Thomas and Friends, only that one and not the Tomex though. And and other HO companies though, like possibly Hornby though, with only the Thomas items in Hornby that only made in Hornby but not Bachman. That I may or may not collect those ones, but I just and also too in Hornby the what I mean by that is like Hornby I'm not collecting a Thomas, Percy, James, Henry, Gordon, Edward, and like Toby. Like characters that were already made in Bachman, I'm not collecting those in Hornby. I'm not gonna collect those in Hornby either because I already have them in Bachman though, and I feel in my opinion like I like the Bachman ones better. So yeah, if I was to get into Hornby, I'm only doing the ones that only Hornby made and not Bachman, such as darting them. So yeah, hopefully Bachman can make those characters too of darting them. Then that way I don't have to like collect those Hornby characters at all. So yeah, now that I like got that off, and yeah, some other HO companies too. Yeah, I'm not collecting at all when it comes like Thomas and Friends and everything because mostly I more grew up with Bachman in my childhood, and I more stick with Bachman when it comes to Thomas. But other HO companies, um, like I use to like buy like not related Thomas items and everything, like stuff like that. I mean, that's like one thing though, if they're not related Thomas items. So also too, folks, yeah. So now that I got that off my chest, yeah, some other predictions. Then now here's my predictions that I made because I made some predictions that. Oh, also to the anything all engines go, whether it's a DVD, a movie, um, like what else? Like what was it? What was it? Yeah. Besides, yeah. So anything all engines go, I will not. Yeah. Anything all engines go, I will not be collecting. Yeah. Anything all engines go, I will not be collecting. Period. I dislike all engines go. I really dislike it, folks. I really, really do. And I will not buy any DVDs of All Engines Go. I will not buy any movies of All Engines Go. Anything in the Trackmaster, Wooden Railway, Take and Play of All Engines Go, I will not get. And I think they changed the Trackmaster name to Motorized instead. I think, yeah, anything Motorized too, which is also Trackmaster, I'm not collecting too in All Engines Go. And like ready to run play sets of All Engines Go, I will not be collecting. Even if they were to make more, I'm still not collecting them. If they were to make HO scale of All Engines Go, if they were to make O scale of All Engines Go, if they were to make N scale of All Engines Go, basically any model scale train or ready to run play set of All Engines Go. That's what I mean though, folks. Like anything All Engines Go does not count at all. Period. So yeah. So now that I got that off my chest, folks, because I know I did say too that basic. So what I'll really say is that yeah, like basically I know I said before how I want to collect all the HO scale items of Thomas and Friends for the whole entire collection, like of the items that I do not yet have in HO scale Bachman, the Thomas and Friends, the ones that I do not yet have though that absolutely do count. And same thing with the Thomas Lionel O scale items too that also count as well that I do not yet have. Both of the scales of Thomas and Friends of HO and O scale being the discontinued items, the currently on sale items, and the items coming out in the future. And but for like Lionel though, when it comes to like coming out in the future with Lionel though, with O scale, like that one's different though because I also made like a prediction. I made some like predictions too of like some box cars that Lionel should make to an O scale as for like items coming out in the future, like characters that Lionel should make too, like a Henry Edward, yeah, a Henry Edward, Emily Diesel, Iron Area and Burt box car, and a box car to a Paxton. and a remote engine of Paxton as well. You know, maybe they could even make a maybe they could make a boxcar of them Sydney too if they wanted to, or a boxcar of them Toby if they wanted to. And because I see they also made a boxcar too as a limit as a limited time edition as a limited time edition for the 75th anniversary of Thomas and Friends, like 5 years ago, which was half a decade ago. And also too for HO scale. I also made some predictions too for HO scale for Bachman to make besides me suggesting the ones that they should make that Hornby is only made and not them, that they should make the ones they never made as well, like Dart in them. But yeah, but I also suggested too. I know I well no I also predicted I also made a prediction too for a HO scale that they should make a Sydney in Bachman HO scale, and then I don't know, folks. I think they might. I think I might have. Actually, let me say this first. Yeah. So besides me having a prediction, besides me predicting Sydney to be made in Bachman, since he's the same size as Diesel, Paxton, Iron Airy, and Burt, they should also make a Nia. They should make Nia. Like if they made Rebecca, if they made Rebecca, then they should make a Nia too. Then that way, if they make a Nia, then that way they basically like with Rebecca and Henry, how Rebecca and Henry are taking turns like sitting like the Timid sheds and everything. That would be the same for like Edward and like Nia as well, if Nia was to ever be made in like Bachman. And basically doing it that way with the Timid sheds, keeping it still the 7 engine sheds instead of getting like 9 engine sheds. If they were to ever make like a Nia and all that, and then they have those 2 engine sheds be for Nia and like Rebecca to like join the steam team and all that. But since Nia is not made in Bachman yet, and maybe she will be, I'm hoping. I don't know that Rebecca. I could have gotten myself a 8th engine shed, and then that way Henry and Rebecca didn't have to like take turns sitting in like a spot of like Timid sheds and everything. But no, I'm not gonna spend my money like that and everything. I just rather keep it professional and keep it the 7 engine sheds and just keep like rotating Henry and Rebecca, since Rebecca filled in Henry spot. And then when Nia comes out, then Nia and Edward will do the same thing too. Like I'm doing with Rebecca and Henry right now, because Nia is the one that basically like replaced like Edward basically. And yeah, people were just like not happy about it though. People were just like unhappy though that that's how they were like the storyline or something or whatever, that Rebecca and Nia like they basically like started to like live in Timid sheds, and then Edward and Henry moved out of there. Like people were disappointed like that because they preferred Henry and like Edward more versus like Rebecca and like Nia. But the only but no but I could see where fans are coming from that and everything, because I mean I was upset at first though, but it took me some like time to like get used to it and everything though. But now I'm like totally used to it though, and I agree with the fans too that yes, Henry and Edward are still like the better characters. And it's not that I don't hate Rebecca and Nia. It's not that I don't like them at all. like it's just that it's just that it's just that I just I mean I don't know though. It's just that I'm just I just don't see I just don't see any attention or any hype or anything that there's hyped up about with those two characters. I just don't see anything basically I just don't see that much entertainment in those two characters I see with Edward and Henry, because I feel Edward and Henry. I agree with the fans that yeah, Henry and Edward are the better characters because those two OG characters basically gave they had basically entertained the fans more than Rebecca and Nia did. So yeah, fans, yeah, just don't get mad at me, fans, that I'm making a prediction to Bachman to make Nia and everything, but yeah, I'm just doing it yeah, I'm just doing it for the heck of it and everything though, because like I said, the characters that are my favorites and not my favorites, I just collect the whole entire collection. I just collect the entire collection, folks, since I'm a humongous Thomas and Friends fan. And yeah, so I'll still be collecting N scale Bachman Thomas and Friends collection soon, and I'll be collecting the HO narrow gauge Thomas collection too of Scarlovi, and then that whole entire collection soon. So basically, yeah, I said, and basically two. So here's what I'm gonna really. Now I'm gonna finally get this. Oh, actually, no, I still have more things I have to say too that I also predicted. So I also predicted. I'll name a few more characters that I also predicted too in my other video. Was so besides Sydney and besides Nia, I also predicted Charlie, and Porter. Yeah, so Charlie and Porter, I made predictions for them, and and yeah, Charlie, Charlie, I like though. Charlie is my favorite character, but not Porter. Porter's not my favorite character, but Charlie is my favorite character. Charlie is a character that always brightens my day, and he always cheers me up when I'm having a bad day, and he just always puts a smile on my face if I'm ever having a bad day. If I'm having a bad day, folks, I just watch some episodes of Thomas the Train that has a Charlie in it. I'll just listen to Charlie's jokes and everything, and he just it just makes me but anything that I but anything with Charlie Hill anything with Charlie Hill make me laugh. So that's why I like that character, because that's a character that'll brighten your day up. Especially to especially people out there that are not a fan of Thomas the Train, and they don't, and obviously because obviously because not a lot of people out there that are a lot of people out basically a lot of people out there that are not Thomas and Friends fans. The only character they'll know, most of them, will only be Thomas the Train, since he's the main character, Thomas the Train. But they would definitely not know who Charlie is and everything. So yeah, but no, Charlie is definitely a character that definitely always cheers me up and everything, and basically if I'm when I'm feeling down, having a bad day, Charlie is the reason why he is an inspiration to me, is for those reasons. So yeah, I just really hope that Bachman makes Charlie though. That, I think that would put the biggest smile on my face if they were to make Charlie. Oh, and I'll name one more character too that I also predicted to the Bachman was Hero. Hero, I would like to see be made in Bachman too for HO scale, that I think would be the all-time fan favorite. I think that would be more. I think Hero would get more of a bigger pop than Stanley. I believe. I think Hero. I feel Hero. Yeah, I feel Hero would be the biggest pop of all time in Bachman history. Of all these years that Bachman has made Thomas and Friends product and everything and items, I think Hero. I think Hero is going to be. I think Hero would be like Bachman's like biggest seller, like 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 10 times bigger seller than Stanley. That's my prediction right there, in my opinion. Like I'm gonna say like first Hero, and then Stanley right behind him. Because no, when Stanley comes out, folks, I think now he's coming out February 28th, I believe, now of this year. So I won't be getting Stanley for my birthday, but it's all good. Like I know, because as long as but I'm not complaining though. As long as I get Stanley, that's all that matters though. Like I don't mind waiting at all. I'm good at being patient. I'm chill. I'm in no rush at all. So yeah, so basically, yeah, and also too guys, they got Sydney because I also saw on basically like I also looked at fandom like Wicked fan, like whatever you call it though, like where you, yeah, so yeah, like whatever you call it, everything. So yeah, like every time I go on those two websites to like basically like check though, like once in a while if Bachman like already like has out there of like newer items and everything, and like same with Lionel too, with like their O scale Thomas items. Like I do that all the time, and I do that every year. But yeah, but then I just saw that because I've seen on Wicked fan fandom on those two sites that I saw that Bachman already had like Sydney on there for the HO scale brand, and like the mainland diesel on there, which the mainland diesel I did not predict. I see that like it was already on it was already showing on like Wicked fan and like fandom and all that, and then I also saw on YouTube that even like some Thomas fans out there were even mentioning like the mainland diesel and like Sydney that are going to be made for 2025, as like this is like I believe the makeup year for Bachman to like make these characters and all that, because I did see that they're making like, so I did see that they are bringing back the tar tank as well, that they are going to be bringing back the tar tank with a new item number, but and two new rolling stocks, I believe. But for N scale they're making the 20-ton brake van, I believe, and then also Henry they're making in Bachman as well. But which I also made a prediction, because obviously since I did not collect the N scale yet though, guys, of Thomas and Friends, but I will soon, and once I do collect the whole entire collection of N scale Thomas, that I will be collecting some not related Thomas items too in N scale, because there's some Amtrak stuff that I want to give. But yeah, I'm just hoping, folks, that my predictions come true and everything, because I also had a prediction for Bachman to make Henry and N scale, and Oliver, I made a prediction too for Oliver to be made in N scale as well. And yeah, so yeah, hopefully they because yeah, and then again though, folks, like, because then I start looking more into like the internet for like Bachman catalog train 2025, like the 2025 Bachman train catalog for 2025. I try looking for that, but it's not out yet. Then I try searching up Google, and I just couldn't find it. I just like couldn't find like any answers or anything, like when the release date of it was, that the day of it was coming out and everything. Like it just, like, I don't know. But then again though, like if it did say the day of the release date it was coming out though, who knows if it might have been false information or something like it was, because when I looked at when HO Scale Stanley was coming out, that it said on AI overview that so since it said on AI overview on Google that Stanley and HO Scale for Bachman is to be released on January 15th of 2025, but that never happened. He's still on pre-order, but now it looks like he's coming out February 28th. So that's what I mean, folks. Like stuff like that. They basically things like that though. Like I said though too, and I'll say it again, that you just can't believe the internet though. I basically learned that you just can't believe the internet. So that's what I'm gonna do. And same thing with like Wicked Fan and like fandom, because usually when I see these items that are basically not showing you, or people are already like showing these like items on like YouTube that's saying, oh, Bachman's gonna like make this one and everything, like that gets my mind going, thinking that all right, these newer items that are not out there in the Bachman catalogs yet are probably going to be in like the next one that is to be released, which the next one is 2025. So I would have to think that since they were mentioning that like HL Scale Thomas items of like Sydney, the mainland diesel, and like the tar tank coming back with a newer item number, and like some 2 new rolling stocks that's completely brand new for the first time ever, that like those items in HO Scale and like for newer N scale Thomas items like Henry and like the 20-ton brake van, I think it's called. I think it's the orange brake van, I don't know. That's the same size as Toad, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. That they're saying that that basically items like those items that are not in like the Bachman catalogs yet and everything. I'm just guessing that they're probably, those items that are not yet in those Bachman catalogs are probably going to be in the Bachman 2025 catalog, since 2025 is not out yet for the Bachman catalog of 2025. I'm just like, I would have to think that though, because I'm pretty much like done looking. I mean, no, even it's not gonna stop me from looking at like Wicked Fan and like fandom and all that, because I always go on there just to like always see what like if there's like any like newer like Thomas items and everything that are coming out for like HO Scale, like O Scale, and then like N Scale too, since I'll be getting into them too, and like same with the HO narrow gauge collection. That basically though, but that's why I don't have them on my, that's why I don't have those items on my list though just yet though, because the way I look at it is that, like, since I learned that you like just don't believe the internet at all though, like that's how it goes for me with like Wicked Fan and like fandom as well, and the videos on YouTube as well, like with like people looking at like the page of, with people looking at like this page of like the newer, because I thought for a second they were looking at like the newer Bachman catalog of like 2025, which I don't think they were at all. It was just like all like the newer releases, like the newer items for like the HO Scale of like Thomas and Friends items in Bachman, and same with the N Scale of Thomas and Friends Bachman. That's what that was, if I'm not mistaken. But at the same time, folks, like anything on like YouTube of that, if I see that on YouTube, Wicked Fan or fandom, even though I look at that I'm not gonna believe it just yet though. Like, I will not believe it like just yet until I see that it's actually true, once the newer Bachman catalog is out for like purchase and everything. That if I kind of like see like some pages of like the newer Bachman books that of like other like YouTubers like on their making their own YouTube videos on YouTube, looking through and everything at like a tiny bit of like the Thomas catalog and everything of like H.O. Bachman and all that. That they basically the if like the newer items like pop up and everything that they're like looking through, and I see like half of it though, like then I start believing it though, but mostly though but mostly though like I usually wait until I officially have the newer Bachman catalog of whichever the next one is, which the next one's 2025. They usually, I mean this is how it works with me every year. Like every time I go through, like every time I look at WikiFan, which it's like a Wikipedia though. It's the same thing as like Wikipedia and all that, and like same thing with like fandom. It's like kind of like a Wikipedia and everything, but like yeah, like whatever you like look at on there, it basically like I think it like shows like more like it comes up with like more uh it comes up with like it comes like it like pulls up like more like information. I like because every time because like when I look at like Wikipedia though for like the Thomas Bachman items or like all the scales that I have of it though, like the model scales, like every time I look at Wikipedia, like it it just like it kind of does help, but not really though, because that's why I look at the other Wikipedia, which is Wikifan and fandom, like those two like help me though, because every time I look at that, more like the information for like the Thomas items that I'm looking for and everything with like HO and O scale, and now soon to be N scale and HO narrow gauge, like those two websites that are like the same thing as like Wikipedia, but but they give you like more information for like whatever you're trying to like look for and everything. Like, yeah, that's why I use it all the time, because it just like is basically and it gives like and it kind of gives like more like the history too of like when they like started making these and all that. So yeah, that's what I mean though. But yeah, every time, but yeah, usually every year it always it always works with me this way every year. Like every year, when I'm on there and I see that they already have the newer items out there, on like fandom or like Wikifan, whatever, that when I see that they're already on there, and then like other YouTubers are already like talking about it and everything, that I don't believe it just yet though until like the next Bachman catalog is released. So yeah, basically once I see that newer items are like pop once I see the new yeah once I see the new items are they have popped up on like Wikifan or fandom, whichever one I'm on though. I mean they're both like the same thing though, and they both help. That yeah, whichever it is, yeah, like because like every year once they because usually first thing is like usually they first pop up on like Wikifan, like fandom and all that, you name it. That yeah, like those two websites that it pops up on, and I see it, that every year I just don't believe it, and I just don't believe it yet. Even other YouTubers that like mention those same items, like I just like don't believe it until I until like the next Bachman catalog comes out though, and I look through, and then I go back on Wikifan or fandom to like look through, and then I'll write then I'll write a list down too, and just make sure I'm like correcting myself, and sure enough and like sure enough that I'm always correct, because pretty much this will be like I think this should be like my second or third year basically doing this, because as I'm getting older though, as I'm now getting older, folks, I'm like starting to become more smarter with like these like model trains and everything, and going into like more detail. Because yeah, like one of the ways that I went into more detail was that if I like basically like I would have not have known about, because I know I mentioned too how I have both the original and the remake of the cream tankers that are both the same item numbers, and that how I have the remake red mail cars, two of them, but I don't have the Sodor. I don't have the other red mail car that says Sodor Mail on it though, from like 2008, which is the OG red mail car. That one I still have to find, even though they're both the same item number. And also, two, they know, because what I never knew is that there was even one too for because the oil tank that I have is the remake with the logo on it, and I don't have the one that says oil on it, because I never even knew that the OG that there was a OG oil tank that said oil on it, and then another one was that when I watched Trains Are Fun, that I saw that they that he also got another raspberry tank car, and I thought that, wait, why does he have another? Huh, doesn't he already have the raspberry tank car? Because I thought he already Trains Are Fun already had the raspberry tank car, but I'm like, oh wait, no, that's a different one. Then I heard him mention saying that I just don't know if it's the same item number or what though, but I remember he mentioned saying that, I think, yeah, I think it was, or no, I think it was somebody that like watched his videos. I think it was that, I think either I think he might I think somebody that watches his videos, I think, might have sent him one, or no, I think one of his like fans that watches his YouTube videos, like Trains Are Fun YouTube channel, that I think, if I had to remember the, yeah, I'm trying to remember, folks, because yeah, like my memory's not all that great and everything. Yeah, I'm trying my hardest to remember. Hold on, let me see here. I don't remember. But yeah, I think, but, I think one of his fans, I think, like sent that, like sent the OG raspberry tank car to him in the mail. I would have to like think that I'll have to go back and watch that. So yeah, and then yeah, then after then, but what I do remember is that, yeah, what I do remember is that, yeah. So like but I only remember a little bit of it though. He explained though, saying that how like something that like he never knew that there was another version of like the raspberry tank and all that, like something like that, and then like, he just like couldn't like believe his eyes and all that. So then that's when I started doing my search too. I then that's when I started searching on the internet and all that. Then I looked at actually I look at like I look at Google Images first. Then I'm just like looking through and all that, and I'm just seeing that it's like the raspberry car that like keeps popping up, the one that I have. But then I see one at the corner of my eyes that has like the other version, which is the OG version. And I said, "Oh yeah, that's the one that Trains Our Phone was talking about, and the one that one of his fans sent him in the mail." Yeah, so yeah, yeah. So that just to like, so then I wanted to like, yeah. So then I looked at then I go on Wikifan. Then I'm looking through Wikifan or fandom. Like they're both the same thing though, but yeah, I do like Wikifan more, because I think you get more like answers, like information, like whatever you're trying to look for on there. So yeah, so I squirreled down on Wikifan to the raspberry car, and then this, sure enough, like I think it still might be there and all that. I mean, it should be on there still. I think, I don't know, but then I see that boom. Yeah, there are like like two versions of it, and I'm like, oh yeah, so they're. But I just don't remember if they were like the same item number. Or they were separate item numbers. I just can't. That's the only thing I just can't remember, folks. Is that so? Yeah. Yeah. So now that I have gotten that off on my chest, though, let me say it this. So let me also say this. So now I'm gonna mention the thing with Train World and all that. So yeah. So now that I've gotten that off all my chest and everything, that I see that basically I don't actually. Oh yeah, then for O scale, I just don't remember for O scale though. But since I made some Thomas predictions for O scale, if O scale was to ever make any more Thomas items in the future, I can't remember if I think I might have predicted um that Lionel should make an 80th anniversary car for Thomas the Train since this year makes 80 years of Thomas and everything. I think I might have suggested that they should do that in one of my other videos. I can't remember if I did suggested it or not, or if I suggested it in like my predictions for like Lionel to make and like O scale and everything to come out in the future that I posted as well. That I just like kind of like cannot remember though. But but either way, whether I remember or not, if I did or not, that basically well all I'm gonna say, folks, is that well even though I'm just gonna say it this way, folks, like if I did suggest it, if I did say that Lionel should make a 80th anniversary boxcar for Thomas as a limited edition. If I remember saying that I'm just gonna that that all I can say is that if I did, then pretty much I was actually right. I called it that they are making an 80th anniversary boxcar of Thomas the Train. And guys, oh my god, it looks absolutely fantastic. Like it even I think it looks way better than the 75th anniversary Thomas boxcar they made for Thomas's 75th anniversary 5 years ago, which was half a decade ago. I think this one looks even better. Like this one looks way better than the I mean, and I'm not being rude or anything. I'm not trying to hurt I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings at all. But it's just my own opinion and everything, and I don't want to hurt Lionel's feelings at all and anything. But I mean, it's only like my opinion though, and everything. Because no, because I still have the 75th anniversary Thomas boxcar for all scale on my list as a, on my list that of the items that do count that I don't have yet though. I yeah, I still have them. Yeah, I still have the Thomas 75th anniversary boxcar of O scale on my list that of the items that do count though, even though it was a limited edition, but it's now long discontinued. That that basically yeah, I mean I'm still if I end up finding one, if someone's randomly selling one on like eBay or like I think they can or like Amazon, like whatever, like you name it. That basically, but I more do like eBay and like Train World and everything. So so yeah, so basically yeah, so I'm just hoping that yeah I'll get lucky and actually find myself one on eBay if someone's randomly selling one of the 75th anniversary boxcar Thomas O scale on eBay. But yeah, that'll be cool and everything, and I hope to find one. But I think that's gonna be a hard search. But yeah, well, you just never know. Because I did say before, folks, that if I end up not finding all the items in HO scale and O scale of Thomas and Friends, and soon to be N scale of Bachman, and Yeah, I know I said, folks, that if I end up not finding all the Thomas items in O scale of Lionel, HO and N scale, yeah, HO scale, and of Bachman, yeah, HO of Bachman, and soon to be N scale of Bachman, and HO narrow gauge of Bachman of Scarlovian, and that whole entire collection. All four of those collections being like Thomas and Friends related and everything, like Thomas items and all that, like scenery, engines, rolling stock, like accessory, like action figures and everything, like scenery, like you name it all. It basically what was I gonna say? Yeah, oh yeah, that if I end up that basically, because yeah, the goal for me always, folks, is going to be, yeah, the goal for me always, folks, the goal always for me, folks, is going to be that only the items, not the ones that don't count, only the ones that count, that I do not yet have. Like the goal for me still is to find all the items that I do not yet have that do count. All the items that I do not have yet. Yeah, all the items that I do not have yet that do count for H.O. Bachman, O scale Lionel, soon to be N scale Bachman, and soon to be H.O. narrow gauge a Bachman of Scarlovian, and that whole entire collection that also runs on N scale track, which is basically considered N scale. So yeah, but so basically what I'll say is, yeah, like all four of those collections are all like Thomas and Friends collections right there is what I'm talking. So yeah, so the goal for me is to like find the goal for me still is to find every single Thomas item that are like basically my favorite characters, and now my favorite characters like discontinued, currently on sale, and coming out in the future at all those scales and everything. That basically, yeah. So basically, yeah, like, cause yeah, hopefully, so. But then what I'll say though is that if I have every single item in those four scales for like my Thomas collections and everything, like if I collect all those scales and all four of those collections of Thomas and Friends, then that'll mean that means I will have collected all four of the entire collections. That I will have like every single Thomas item in all four of those like scales and all that. Like everything that like has to be offered and everything when it comes to like scenery, like accessories like action figures, engines, and rolling stock, you name it. In all four of those scales. Like discontinued, currently on sale, and coming out in the future. When it comes to four of those scales again. That's the goal, and if I have all of that, that'll be a big celebration right there. Hopefully I get them all, because the only ones that are going to be hard are just the discontinued ones. But yeah, but we'll see what happens. Like, it'll be nice to have all the discontinued items too, but we just got to see what happens. And I'm hoping to, what else? Yeah, it'll be amazing, folks, no matter what. But oh yeah, that's what I was saying too. Yeah, so basically, if I don't if I'm able to not find all the items, since I want to collect the entire collection of all those scales of Thomas and Friends, that if I'm not able to find all of them, I am okay with that at 100%. I'm absolutely okay. I am A-okay with that. I am A-okay if I'm able to not find all of the Thomas items and everything. But I think mostly the only ones that are going to be harder to find are the discontinued items, I believe. But yeah, but we just like see what happens though. yeah, I'm not complaining at all though. Like I'm patient and everything. But yeah, but yeah, I won't be upset. Yeah, I will not be upset if I'm able to not find all the entire like four collections that I want to, meaning like all the items in all four of those collections that I want to get though, that I do not yet have though, that do count. That I'm still trying my best to find them and everything, and it's always gonna still be the goal to find every single item in those scales. So then that way I will have completed all four of the entire collections of Thomas and Friends in those model scales. But yeah, so while I still do that, in the meantime, I'm still in HO scale. I'm still collecting not related Thomas items. In HO scale, in HO scale, I'm still collecting not related Thomas items. And in HO scale as well, I'm also not collecting Chuggington, since I do not like Chuggington. Since I do not like Chuggington. As well as like the same goes with the Thomas HO items that do not count, and like other HO companies that like make Thomas, those don't count either. And for O scale, I'm only collecting. Oh yeah, for HO too, which is like Hornby, like that's still a 50-50. You guys already know. And for O scale, I'm only collecting the Thomas, because in O scale I'm not collecting I'm not collecting not related Thomas items. In O scale, yeah, I am not collecting not related Thomas items in O scale. And also in O scale I'm not collecting is Chuggington and the Thomas items that do not count, for as it's like the same reasons as like the ones in HO Blackman that do not count. Same exact thing. And yeah, so, and for like N scale it's the same thing for like it is with HO scale, but N scale it's actually like all like the entire Thomas collection, and like some not related Thomas items too in N scale. So yeah, N scale I'm collecting only the Thomas and Friends collection, the whole entire Bachman collection of Thomas N scale I'm only collecting of Thomas and N scale in Bachman only, and also some not related Thomas items too in N scale as well, where there's like Bachman or like Cato, whatever you name it, for N scale Bachman of not related Thomas trains. Because there is some Amtrak that are not related Thomas trains in N scale that I want to collect. In N scale, I want to collect some Amtrak. And speaking of Amtrak, I forgot to mention that the only not related Thomas item in O scale I'm trying to find. Yeah, the only not related Thomas item in O scale I'm trying to find is this Amtrak 2-pack set that's from Rail King. It comes with one Amfleet Coach 1 and one Amfleet Cafe 1. Since I have 4 Amfleet Coach 1s and one Amtrak P42 engine, I figure I wanna get that so I can like basically make it a total of like 6 cars and make it into like an Empire service train. Since most of the Empire service trains they carry like 5 Amfleet 1 coaches and 1 Amfleet Cafe 1 in like the back of the Empire service train, because they're mostly like 5 to 6 cars and all that. So yeah, so I figure that I want to like that's why that's the only reason why that is the main, that right there, folks, is the exact main reason, like the number one reason why I only want, that's the only number one reason why I only want to collect that not related Thomas item only in O scale is for that reason. And that's also discontinued as well though, but I'm still trying my hardest to like search for that and all that. But yeah. And once I have gotten that though, I'm pretty much yeah, once I yeah, once I have gotten that folks, then I'm pretty much not collecting anymore not related Thomas items in O scale. But I might change my mind though, but that would be after I have collected the entire Thomas collection of O scale Lionel in O scale. That would be after I've collected the entire collection. Read there was only like the ones currently on sale and possibly coming out in the future in the 80th anniversary limited edition boxcar of Thomas. Read there was that way, or if it was like also that way, but getting all the discontinued items at the same time. If it was one of those two ways, but mostly the bigger way would be if I was to find all the discontinued items as well. That maybe I might consider, and I might change my mind. And maybe I might want to collect some not related Thomas items like remote sets and some other sets and like some other not related Thomas trains in O scale, all in O scale. But just like a few of them though, but we'll see. I might change my mind about that in the future, guys. You never know. But yeah, we just see what happens. And same thing, and also too, yeah, like Z scale I might get into, but no, Z scale I would only get into Z scale if they were to make Rex, Bert, and Mike. And if they were to make Rex, Bert, and Mike in Z scale, since they're smaller than the narrow gauge characters, yeah, if they were to make Rex, Bert, and Mike in Z scale, then and some rolling stock that'll go with them too. Then yes, I would definitely collect them as well. Only those ones, and then not even collect the Thomas and Percy or James and them if they were to make them in Z scale. Nah, but maybe some not related maybe a few not related Thomas items as well in Z scale. But we'll see though. But that's only if they were to like do that with Rex, Bert, and Mike and Z scale. But for now, I am nowhere near getting into like Z scale at all. That's never happening. And yeah, S scale I'm never getting into. But I see like there were like these Thomas items by like a different brand. But I know it's not S scale though, and I don't think Thomas is made in S scale. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. But either way, whether Thomas is made in S scale or it's not, I'm not getting into S scale at all. So yeah, S scale I'm never getting into, and the large scale, G scale, whatever you call it, that I may or may not get into like that. But with that one though, like so basically, it's a 99% chance. Yeah, it is a 99% chance I will never collect. Yeah, it's a 99% chance, folks. I will never collect the entire large scale G scale collection of the Thomas and Friends Bachman items and large scale G scale of Bachman Thomas and Friends, that whole entire collection. And same thing with like the Lionel Thomas large scale G scale collection as well, since Lionel made a few large scale G scale Thomas items as well. So yeah, it's a 99% chance that I will not collect those two collections of both those collections of Thomas and Friends from Lionel and Bachman. And the same thing, it's also a 99% chance that I will not collect not related Thomas items as well. And now as for the opposite, all of those that I just mentioned that were 99% chances that I will not be collecting, as for the opposite to all of those that I just said that were 99% chance that I'm not collecting, as for the opposite, those same ones are also 1% chances. They are all 1% chances that I will collect them in probably like the next 10, 15, or 20 years, maybe 25 years, I don't know. As I'm more focused on like getting into like N scale, like the HO narrow gauge and everything and all that, because because I still have like O scale and like HO scale that I still do and everything. But with O scale, I only do the Thomas items. And then because even though I do have some not related Thomas items in O scale that I've gotten over the years from like friends, and I got the Polar Express that I like randomly asked for like last year and everything, and I got the 6 add-on cars to it too. So so yeah, that's what I like mean, folks, and everything. So yeah, basically yeah. So like I could change my mind if I want to like get into like large scale too and everything, but for now it's definitely like a no though. So it would be like a rare, it would be like a rare, it would be like a rare possibility. Like basically, it would be rare for me at this point to change my mind about getting into like the large scale collection, because if I was to get into the large scale collection, I would be collecting all the items that I just mentioned that were like basically like 1% chances that I would be collecting. Like how I the same thing how I mentioned that how like it's the same like the same items as the ones that I mentioned how they're like all 99% chances that I'm not collecting those at all. Like, so you guys know what I mean, which ones. So yeah. And also the Lego trains too. Yeah, the Lego trains I'm not getting into at all, because I know there is a little bit of a Thomas collection to the Lego trains and all that, but I'm still not getting into the Lego trains at all. Even though the Lego trains are cool to look at, I love checking out the Lego layouts at the shows and everything when I go to the train shows. But I'm just like not a fan of like the Lego trains at all. Like basically, I mean, like I like how the Lego trains are made and everything. Like I used to set up Legos and everything. I used to even play with the Legos too. But as a little kid, I used to play with the Legos and everything. Like when I used to have like no like when I had basically like when my friends and I were just like, and like yeah when my friends and I yeah when I yeah when my friends and I were like, like still in like preschool and everything, like before kindergarten, that um and no, we used to like play with the Legos all the time if I remember. And like same thing throughout like elementary school too, like kindergarten through like fourth grade. Like we would just always like play with the Legos, because one time at like no like this like because at my school we used to like there used to be like this gigantic like Lego table that's like the size of like half my gray layout right here. It was like exactly like the same size as like this half of the layout right here. This Lego table in one of my classrooms when I was in like elementary school. I definitely had a fun childhood growing up, guys, and everything. Yeah, so it's cool that it's cool that there's trains made out of Legos too, because it reminded me of my childhood a little bit though. But, no, they're cool and everything though to look at though. Don't get me wrong. I love the Lego trains though. I think they're cool to look at, but in my opinion, where I come from, it's just like nothing. Like respectfully though, I mean it in a respectful way. Yeah, I absolutely mean it in a respectful way that I mostly just like I mostly enjoy watching. I mostly enjoy watching the Lego trains, like versus like getting into the Lego collection, because I'm not interested in getting into the Lego train collection at all. Yeah, that means getting into like the Thomas and Friends Lego train collection, and getting into the Lego train collection that's not Thomas and Friends related. Like it's like all those ways, and like the Lego trains, just not interested in getting into the I'm just not interested in getting into the Lego trains at all in a respectful way, as I pretty much already have HO scale, O scale, and soon to be N scale with like the HO narrow gauge, since HO narrow gauge of Scar Lowing, and then the whole entire collection is also it's also basically N scale though, because it runs on N scale track. And I have not gotten them yet though, but I'm definitely gonna be getting them soon. So yeah, it's gonna be exciting though and everything. And yeah, like I said again though, folks, yeah, I absolutely mean it in a respectful way. Yeah, I mean it in a very polite, respectful manner and way that I just like I'm not interested right now at the moment to get into the Lego trains, as I already have like so much going on with like my HO and like O scale like stuff going on with, yeah, HO scale and O scale, and soon to be getting into like like N scale, soon to be N scale very soon. Yeah, very soon I'll be getting into N scale. So yeah. But yeah, every time I go to the train, every time I go to the train shows and all that, like there would be times I see like, but mostly like the bigger train shows. I would mostly the bigger train shows. I would all yeah the bigger train shows. Yeah, the bigger train shows. I would see the yeah I would mostly see the Lego trains at like the bigger train shows. Yeah, every time I walk by, like they're just so awesome and cool to look at though. Like I enjoy like watching those and everything. Like they're just like a cool setup though, how they're made into like Legos and everything, because it really reminds me of like my childhood and like the big Lego table that my friends and I like used to like always always like use to like make like pirate ships and like sailboats, or like even like Bowser's pirate ship from like Super Mario Brothers out of Legos. And I even made trains out of Legos too. Yeah. It also reminded me too when I used to like play with like the Legos too, and my preschool days and all that. You know, my childhood was just absolutely fun, guys. I had the time of my life, and yeah. Yeah, no, those Lego trains are just awesome to look at though. Like even though I'm not interested in getting into them, that I'm just basically like already like, it's just because yeah, basically it's just because since I already have HO scale and O scale, and now I'm already gonna be getting into N scale like these like very soon. They since I'll be getting into N scale very soon, as I still have yeah, since I will be getting into N scale very soon, folks, that I will also still have my HO and O scale collections too. That yeah, they're not going anywhere. Yeah, since I have all that going on with my train world, that basically they I just like basically not in the mood to get into the Lego trains at all. So yeah, but you know that, and yeah, and I still, and yeah, no, because yeah, and that's why yeah, I have some like Lego layouts that are filmed on my that I have filmed on my YouTube channel too as well, I believe. And I think I might have I think I did film one or catch on video at the at the at the New York State train show last year, which is at the New York State Fairgrounds last year in 2024. I got to go back and watch it. I think I might have caught one of the Lego layouts on video too. I think I did. I if I had to remember, I think I might have though. But yeah, no. So yeah, that's it for today and everything, folks. That's it for today's video. Leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and and yeah, I cannot wait for my birthday. I cannot wait to get into N scale, and who knows, maybe I'll get some Thomas items in N scale for my birthday. You just never know. And like I said too, though, if I end up not finding all the Thomas items in all four of the collections of like HO scale Bachman, N scale Bachman, which is soon to be HO narrow gauge Bachman of Scarlovian, then that whole entire collection, which is also soon to be, and O scale Lionel of O scale, like all four of those Thomas and Friends model scale collections of Thomas and Friends items. Basically, those, like, if I'm not able to find all four of the entire collections, meaning every single item in all four of those collections, that I'm definitely gonna be okay with it though. But I'll be okay with it though. Like, I will not be heartbroken at all, because no, like, since I will be, like, since like, I do have a lot of trains and everything though, and that basically, but the goal is always gonna still be to, like, the goal for me always, and for years and years down the road, that the goal for me always, the goal for always for me, folks, the goal is always going to be for me that, like, always, like, find the, like like all of, like, the items and all four, like, the collections that I of scales that I just mentioned. Like, that's always gonna still be the goal until I end up finding all